Okay, this is the next stage of our X8 walkthrough. We are going to go straight to Shadow Mantis' stage. Now this stage is a little different from the rest. We're going to immediately select X and Axle here. 0 and Axle, I should say. Still no navigator. We're doing this to get the deglaive, which is kind of one of the centerpieces of the 0 route. It gives 0 a lot more range than the Saber, and when you swing it from far enough away, it actually hits Mavericks twice in one swing, which is a nice time save. So this first room, the biggest thing is there's this set of these 2 wires we're dashing over. There's another one that is going to come up here in just a moment. I didn't quite get it. You obviously want to try and get through here. But again, like this room is just kind of dodge the enemies. Hopefully I didn't back the video up too much. Ready for boss intros. So yeah. 1 bar, 2 bar. I think there's a Met here that you jump over. Under the bar and over the Met, and then you're just dancing through everything. This room is kind of shadowy. This next section really is kind of 3 propellers. You're kind of going by the red lights on the tips to figure out when you can get through. The big thing in this stage, again, 0 is really your damage dealer, and he doesn't have the biggest life meter at this point in the game, so kind of be careful here. These kind of fall through shafts here. Obviously, we're taking a hit from a laser here. You're going to go down here and immediately go to the left for one of these timed attack rooms. I believe there's not too much fancy stuff with enemies here. But it's just sort of like try and dash through here. You can slash down these bats if you want. Mine the floor spine. And just get to the door. This room, I've seen people kind of stand in the corner in this room and not do anything at all. This is just one of those rooms, like I've said before, these are in most every stage where it's just a timed enemy rush. There's really nothing to it. So this room really is just kill everything or wait it out. And then life goes on. So this next room, obviously dash, 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 dash we get here. Don't go in the spotlight. Should be pretty obvious, especially if you played the game before. The PC version from QTT's videos, these look like they're actually kind of hard to see. So just mind them. But there's a lot of go over the light here going on. This mostly just comes down to movement from here, right? So jump over the light, jump under, dash under that light. This light is not the first one to have it. This one is. What I think we're about to see is a dash, a slash right around here to take down this enemy while still not getting seen by the spotlight. There's 2 of these in a row. It's a double jump even. You get past these lights, and I believe right around here we're going to switch to Axle. So here's the trick. Axle has the copy chip, which lets him kind of become other robots, other Reploids. And if you've seen walkthroughs for 100%, you know you do this in a lot of stages. For this any percent speedrun, this is the only time we ever do this. This is also the only stage we play Axle in besides the intro. There's kind of a guard sentry here. Axle's special attack button is the copy shot. And that kind of kills enemies, so it leaves this little like weird capsule Smash Brothers trophy looking thing on the ground. We want that. So we're going to do that here. Just get that and continue through this room. I don't think we get caught by a spotlight in this video, but it's possible. Obviously, Axel was able to kind of hover in the air here to fire those shots and kill this guy. You definitely want to do that. You don't want to hit either of these bars and get bumped into the spotlights. That will cause the giant walls to come down. If you've played this game before, you know what I'm talking about. If you are in sort of a race situation, right, and you can't just reset because that happened, the best way through it that I've been able to figure out, you have to wait for the shield guy to come out. It's like 2 guys with guns are going to come out very quickly. And you have to wait for the shield guy. He kind of controls the room resetting. You kind of want to just wait for that guy to be in position. If you can't take them out very quickly, like you're shooting them and nothing's happening, use your team attack. It's a really quick and simple way to kind of get through that section. Just make sure you're not standing where the spotlights are for immediately after that. So just mine this enemy on the other side. There's some health there if you need it. So here's the trick. It's not really a trick, it's an intended strat. This sort of thing we got from the copy shot earlier. You select that, you rotate through the weapons to get to there. Usually L1, R1 are the default controls for it. Here, I believe this is actually the normal attack button you push to use it in the first place. And then Axel's going to turn into one of these guys. This guy is kind of like asleep, waiting for you. So you can walk around up here all you want. He won't wake up, as long as you don't hit him at least. So there's no special timing to doing this. Just use it, and you push the special attack button, and they do this little salute. It looks cool. And then he opens the door for you, because you are his trusted ally. You can shoot him as soon as the door is open. Don't shoot him before, or don't kill him before the door is open, because then the door won't open. There's a little bit of swag I just did there. Be careful with swag. So for here, all you do, you switch to lightning. You stand roughly here, and you want to hit this thing to turn on the lights 4 times. This is some sort of generator. You're giving it power. It takes 4 tries to get it going. That's why it's just progressively more each time you go. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're good. So go. Now, I like to stay as Axel for a little bit here. Now that the lights are on, the spotlights obviously are completely gone. You can just kind of go through this entire section from here. You do not want to go in the door at the end of this section. Don't go in it. At least not until you have the deglaive. What is going to happen, the next one of these sort of like block setups like this, there's one of these sort of capture enemies up here that force you to call in your partner to break you out. I use that as my switch to 0 point. You could probably, save like a second or 2 by not doing that. But, here I dashed into a wire. Whoops. And we actually, wow, this was really bad. Okay, yeah, don't do it like that. Do it better than that. Don't get hit. Do what I said I do there, not what I just did. So these platforms up here actually only appear if you turn on the lights. Like, if it's dark, they're not even there. It's not that you can't see them, they simply don't exist. You must use Zero's double jump to get up here. If you have X's high jump ability through armor pieces, you can actually also get up here, but that's obviously slower than what we're doing right now. So basically, it's the combination of turning on that generator and Zero's double jump that force you to use them both in this stage, despite the fact this is also the Zero route. So there you go. There is a kind of sound when you get up there and collect it. I don't have the game sound on because this is a previous stream that I was talking over. But once you hear that, you can drop down and move on. This is another sort of time attack room. So again, jump slash, that's all I'm doing. You could try to wait these guys out, I guess, but it's significantly safer to do it like this. One of them might get out of the way. Feel free to also switch to Axel here to just sort of stand in a corner and shoot. If it comes down to it, better to do that than to lose both characters. So obviously, a health drop was there. You might be low on health at this point. There is another health drop a little later on in the stage. At this point, though, I would suggest making sure your priority is getting 0 to a high health. When you're newer, you also want to keep Axel at least alive. So here, these spine enemies, you kind of slash them once so they go up into the ceiling like that. Otherwise, they keep bouncing around. You'll get hit. Just slash them. This laser damage, I mean, it's damage, but I'm not worried about it. If you are worried about it, obviously these boxes are what kind of give you safe passage. The next room is kind of a spiky room, so it's a little bit of a dangerous place. With the lights on, it's not nearly as dangerous. Okay, there's some more propellers here. So the big thing here is to make sure you don't dash through that room and land on the spikes. That would be bad. Keep in mind that Zero's overhead slash and a jump comes down low enough, it might destroy this box, and then you're on the ground. Don't really want that either. I actually don't even know what's inside that box. But basically from here, it's going to be jump and kind of get through here. You can kind of slash these guys down as you go. Mind the floor spine. This guy, actually leave alive. He has a use. I'm not sure if I do it here or not. Hooray for health drops. So that was the use right there. This guy, obviously, you get close to this field of energy. He captures you, and you're kind of stuck in that for a little bit. Here, because this guy does send you flying, it's pretty easy to kind of deboost off him to get through here. Then you're on the other side, and you're out of the room. There is a rare metal up there. I don't get it. At least I hope I don't get it, because you don't really need any extra. So you're through. You might have missed it. There is a health drop here. So when you're worried about keeping a character alive, that's a good time to do it. This is the last shaft before the boss, I'm pretty sure. So, just kind of drop down. So here, this passageway, there's going to be a spine up here and a spine down here. And with both of them, it's just kind of slash the little piece that they're juggling. At the end of this, there's two guys. This is a place where I usually use Zero's dash slash attack that he got from the previous boss, where he disappears to travel a short distance. I actually use that to reach clear to the door and just skip them both entirely. There you go. You can kill them if you want. There's no reason not to. It's just felt that was an effective way of reaching the door. So here is Shadow Mantis. Just like the last boss, the goal here is going to be to use slashes with Zero to prevent a lot of iframes from occurring. So you never want to use a triple slash. You want to basically focus on jump slashes. Shadow Mantis really has two basic attack patterns. One that he uses during the first phase, one he uses during the second phase, and then he kind of mixes them both during the third phase. But he's basically going to kind of hop around, and depending on where you are, he will either launch a lot of things far, or he'll launch them kind of near. If you land right next to him, he might try to straight up give you a hug. That you don't want to get hugged, and the problem is you're Zero, so you're melee. You are probably going to get hugged. That's where Axel kind of comes in for backup. That's why this is one of the fights where I would say it's an easy call to resort to that team attack if you have to in a race. But even that team attack, only use it in the final phase to just kind of finish him off. So this fight, let's see how it goes. So he's going to hop around. And I was close, so he did the dash. That was him trying to give me a hug. Fortunately, I was knocked back, so I didn't really get hit by it. But when you see him kind of rear back like that, you kind of know what's coming. Get out of the way. Get in the air. Still using these dashes, jump slashes. You saw Zero actually hit him from behind there. Let's make that a little clearer. So you can see obviously Zero is about to hack this way. There's the damage being done to the boss. Pretty much all of Zero's melee weapons, I think, have a lot of backswing to them. So like you really hit in this area most of the time. You don't have to really focus on doing that. That's just something, because at this point I felt comfortable doing that. So you hit him a lot of times. He goes into phase 2. Phase 2, he does a lot of this jumping around before he finally jumps down and does something. From here, if you're close to him when he jumps down, you'll get the hug. Otherwise, you'll get the slashes in the air. Well, the little sights he throws around. When those stick in the ground, right, those still kind of hurt as long as they're there, so you don't want to get too close to them. Your main goal is to kind of get rid of this as much as you can. The other thing that happened in this fight, right, Zero was over here, so we got Mantis to charge into the wall, and we landed here right behind him. That's something you can use in this fight. This fight is largely just survive early on. By the time you're getting good at this fight, you've gotten good at the rest of the game too. But yeah, it's just deal damage and try to not get pinned too much between him and his attacks on the floor. They're not spikes, they won't insta-kill you, but they do hurt. And then obviously in a pinch, you just keep your distance and pummel him with axle bullets. So from here, right, his final attack, you've probably seen this. He can do this either one way or the other, but either way he always follows it up with the opposite direction anyway. If the giant scythe is this way, it is going to come down around here. You want to get Zero into really the same bottom corner as the energy blade. And then you avoid it. That one really hurts, so don't get hit by it. Shadow Mantis to end the fight kind of does that. He can jump up on the walls again during that phase. It's pretty easy to need to finish this fight with Axel. It's easy to need to use a team attack to just end it. So that's the stage. Now, this being the Zero route, we came here to get the D-Glaive. We just got the chip for it. This should really be the shopping trip. The other thing we got here was actually Mantis's attack. So we can actually do the flying glitch now, which I'm sure is why you're running the Zero route. That item's found, blinking D-Glaive, that's the proof that you got it. So this is where you go shopping. You basically want to go straight to Zero. Now, you have another choice here, because we didn't buy health with Axel. We actually have a lot of medals. Earlier in your Mega Man X8 speedrunning career, you may want to get a life up for X here, instead of getting Zero's second one. Since you want to spend a lot of time flying around to Zero, like X, really, you keep him around because he's a better backup than Axel in a pinch. So buying X health gives you some backup health there, but really you want to keep Zero powered up. And, well, yeah, keep Zero powered up so you never have to switch, because switching also just wastes time. After this, you cycle up through the attacks to get to the D-Glaive. Job's done. And that is Shadow Mantis' stage. From here, you move on to Gravity Antonian.